I want to nail the basics and start with the first French food I remember eating: bread. And so, on a winter morning, I become an apprentice at the Boulangerie Saint-Vincent, otherwise known as Bob's. Bob makes bread in an old-fashioned way, like a baker in the 18th century, when the French ate 4 pounds of it a day. His bread is so good that when it's served in restaurants, it's often stolen by the diners. They slip it into their pockets. They ask for more, then they steal that too. Bob is messy. No one in a French kitchen is messy. He never wears white. In the winter, he rarely bothers to change. It's the same bulky sweater, and his clothes, like his car or his hair or his place of work, are not without their hazards.
Oh merde! Pourquoi il était aussi chaud souvent là? Oh merde! La soudure, on la met comme ça. Oui. Parce qu'après je mets ça au four et je mets pas de coup de lame.
Bob's great gift is that he's always experimenting with flours. He experiments with old flours, new flours, Western flours, American flours, corn flours, normal white flours, and sort of digs out Roman recipes and ancient Roman recipes, and is always playing. People come from miles around just to see what he's come up with. And when you look sometimes at his shop, it's like 20 different breads with 20 different flours, and it's you wouldn't have thought so much experimentation would come out of a laboratory so improvising. Bread is so simple: flour, water, yeast, salt, that it's not obvious why Bob should be better than anyone else's. The salt is good. The flour is good too, from a farm in the Ardèche. There's a kitchen adage that you'll never have good ingredients unless you know your producers by their first name. Bob knows the man who grows the wheat, and he visits him. And he also knows the man's goat, Hector.
Qui reproduit exactement le pétrissage à la main.
So that exactly replicates the efforts of...
Exactement.
The water's good. It's from the Alps. And Bob gets it from a crenellated ancient tap, just like everyone else.
Donc là, ce qu'on fait, c'est que je rajoute un peu d'eau, comme ça, et ça va nous permettre de bien détendre les gluten, et comme ça, au four, le pain, il va développer plus que normal. Voilà, donc ça, par exemple, ça, c'est une vieille pâte. Vous voyez, quand vous tirez comme ça, hop, ça casse.
Is wheat the most poetic ingredient on the earth? Grind up any other grain, add water, you get porridge. Grind up wheat, add water, metamorphosis. It becomes stretchy. Push it, pull it, it's sticky. Glutens are forming. The Chinese call it the muscle of flour. It's actually one long, elastic molecule, probably the longest on the planet.
On doit voir à travers. Oui.
Knead it again, and it grows longer still, but it's temperamental. It stops if everything isn't just so.
Je ne suis pas lavé, pas rasé, et je suis bien comme ça.
The trick is the yeast, an omnipresent, virtually invincible ancient cell with an enormous appetite for sugar. But it's where unique bread gets its flavor.
I don't know how you get the last bits off. The excitement of this is I've never really understood dough or its mysteries and how you're not meant to touch it and what goes on when you do and how you're meant to handle it, because in my experience I always handle it wrong, or I handle it too long and I get stuck to everything. And now I realize that, once again, I've been left on my own for too long, and that's exactly what I've got no idea how to get the last bits of this out of this hook. Jeez.
fatigué, je monte l'escalier ciré.
Alors, donc, on est en hiver, donc l'hiver, pour faire du pain, on met de l'eau chaude. Pour faire du pain blanc, même du pain normal, il y a une règle d'or. Température ambiante,
Oui.
température de la farine,
Oui.
température de l'eau.
Oui.
Quand on fait ces trois-là, température de l'eau, plus température de la farine, plus température ambiante de la farine. La farine que tu vas mettre dedans, en général, c'est la même que la température ambiante. Tu vois, si dans le local, il fait 10 degrés, donc ça fait 10 la farine, 10 la température ambiante, plus la température de l'eau, on doit arriver à 54 degrés. Donc si il fait 10 degrés, que ta farine est à 10 degrés, ça fait 10 plus 10. Pour arriver à 54, il faut de l'eau à 34 degrés.
Il y a de l'or en barre, du bronze et de l'argent, l'écho d'une guitare, des fontaines d'Orient. On y va promener sous la vieille sono.
Que voulez-vous savoir qu'on le veut toucher?
Savoir comment est la pâte, tu vois. Regarde, tu vois, quand elle réagit bien comme ça, quand tu la touches et qu'elle revient,
Oui.
comme ça veut dire que quand tu vas la mettre au four, elle va bien exploser. Et puis elle est souple, donc ça y est, là on peut commencer à la mettre au four. Quand tu commences à la façonner,
Oui.
la pâte elle est dure.
Ah oui.
Donc là elle est souple, tu vois.
Oui.
Je vais servir.
The idea, I think, is that after you've worked the dough, it firms up. And that's all the more reason why you want to work it as little as possible. And then once it's rested, and it was resting in a refrigerator, it gets a kind of soft springiness and gets that kind of elasticity back in the dough. Every single piece of dough is like a euro, and it exists in a very small change way. People come in and they pay 90 cents for their baguette, but every 90 cents counts, and every little morsel of dough counts. And it's not a place that conveys a great sense of discipline, but in fact, it's extremely conservative, and you're aware that every tiny little piece of thing is money, and you don't want to waste any of it.
Voilà, donc tu fais comme ça. Hop. Et voilà. Tu vois? Pomponette, pomponette.
It just feels like a very alive, handmade piece of food. It just tastes like real food.
J'ai des mots, juste assez pour t'en faire cadeau. Ça le vaut bien. Elle tient pas droit là, maigre la tête. On la touche du doigt, elle pète.
It's Sunday. No one in church-going Lyon works Sundays. Bob works Sundays.
La maigre la tête mange que des miettes. L'été, quelques griottes.
Few people work Mondays. Bob works Mondays. He stays up all night because when he gets busy, and he is busy on Sunday and Monday, he makes every piece of bread himself. No one else has the touch. I don't have the touch either, but I'll get it in time. Everything is time. Everything good in time. Rhythm is time. And bread making is nothing if not a respect for rhythm. Yeast, fermentation, heat.
Au revoir. Ah. Il y a un peu de monde quand même.
Bob comes up with a new bread, a hybrid of European and American flours.
Pour l'instant, elle s'appelle la... On n'a pas de nom pour l'instant. On sait toujours pas comment... J'attends Bill pour... Il va me donner un nom à cette baguette. Tu vois, donc les gens, ils rentrent et puis ils demandent une... Voilà, parce que j'ai pas trouvé de nom, donc...
La baguette franco-américaine.
Voilà, ouais. L'entente cordiale... Ouais. Bah, je sais pas, on va voir. On va trouver un nom. Faut qu'on trouve un nom. Ou alors on continue à la faire siffler. Un petit peu de saucisson avec?
Oui.
Alors.
So we're here with a saucisson from a pig we killed and prepared ourselves. A baguette, which is combining kind of old and new world flours in one. And it's a little reminder of just how simple and basic and wonderful a little meal can be.